family, herbalist Viola, but today is Viola. We family, so we're gonna have a family meeting. Yes, so a whole lot going on, and I know y'all seeing the videos, y'all watching the news, but it's a whole lot going on, family. So it's just some items I want to discuss with you guys, just to make sure you're ready. Look, it's Friday. It's like the first of the month. Today's like what? The 5th is the 5th. So you got paid. I know some of that money is going to special things, but it's just a whole lot that we have to discuss. Like I said, we having a family meeting. So just sit back, relax. You may want to get a pen and paper so you can take some notes, because I just want to make sure you're ready. I just want to make sure you're ready. Every Friday I'm telling you about, which herb to get, or, what essential oil to get. And, you know, it's just that we need to talk. Just need to talk about some few things, that's going on, because we already see supplies and other things is being halted. I don't know. Are y'all paying attention? You see the gas. Look, just want to make sure you guys hear me. I hope this thing is on. I hope it's recorded. Whew. But we're going to sit down and have a family meeting. First thing on the agenda, are y'all prepared? You got enough food in the house, enough water, supplies? Because we're looking at each individual, maybe need to go down to eating one meal a day, just to make sure, they're saying this, they're saying that. Other countries are already being prepared. I don't know. But if we go look at other countries, they're already putting out how the shortages is. Now, y'all seen the picture when they were showing how the ships are just sitting in the middle of the ocean, and it can't get to the United States because everybody's quitting, and there's nobody to take, at the ports. I don't know if the ports are shut down, but everything's minimum, and it's still not getting in warehouses. You already know they limited everything. So we're talking family. I don't know. I'm not going to fight over no toilet paper. I'm not. It just doesn't make sense. But we want to make sure that each individual person in the household has enough supplies, water, food, because look, we got to think. So with this shortage and with gas going high, already food prices are going high. What are we doing? What are we doing in the house? What are we doing? What are we doing with this check that we about to get? What are you doing? Are you prepared? Are you prepared for, like, the CDC website and the military? They already preparing for a zombie apocalypse. We just gotta prepare in our house. If we get to that, are you prepared? So we're gonna just talk about that in this meeting. Another thing we gotta think about, like I'm talking about the food, water for each individual. Remember, if you even got an animal, are you prepared for that? If you got a water purification that needs salt, are you prepared for that? Do you have enough charcoal? Do you have enough wood and for your fire? If you got a fireplace, and when the last time that fireplace was cleaned and inspected, and really that can handle if you had to burn wood for 30 days straight. I'm talking about 30 days straight. I'm just saying. So, are you prepared if we lose water, electricity, if the power goes out, no heat? Are you prepared? You got candles? Do you have enough? You know what I'm saying? You got heaters? Do you have a generator? Do you have enough fuel for the generator? When was the last time that generator serviced? And if it's a new generator, have you tested it? Have we tested it? Another little things that we have to look at is you know do you have enough ammo? Do you have enough ammo? I'm just saying, we got to think about the zombie apocalypse. Zombie apocalypse, what all you have for that? So I'm just, talking family. So, we can go around the room. You guys can put the comments down below if you're ready. Do you have enough medical supplies? If you get hurt, and let's say, it's lawless, y'all know what that means. There's no police to come. There's no ambulance to come. You can't make it to the hospital. We just talking family. Can't make it to the hospital. Can you sew up that wound? Can you? Can you sew up that wound? Can you treat for burns? Can you treat for shock? Can you stop the bleeding? These are all the things in like first aid, Are you able to give somebody IV if you had to give somebody an IV, or even know what to put in the water, for them to make sure they good? These are some things that we need to talk about in the meetings. Um, do you have enough plastic? And what I mean by plastic, we still in this demic. And if somebody gets real sick and the house is crowded, do you have enough plastic to put them in like their own bubble? Just saying, you can put somebody in their room. I'm just saying. So we're just talking. We having a family meeting. And these are some of the things on the agenda. Are the weapons clean? When the last time you cleaned that weapon? I know we go out and shoot all the time, but is that weapon clean? Is it put up? Is it safe? Like I said, do you have enough ammo? Because I know we got ammo, but those are some of the things that we need to talk about and discuss in a meeting. So first thing on the agenda is supplies. Do we got enough supplies? Do we have enough water? Do we have enough water and supplies for everybody? And when I mean supplies, I'm talking about down to medical. In each room, do you have like a flashlight, batteries, whistle? Remember I was talking about that whistle. Do you have those things in each room? Each room should have at least 5 cases of water. Yeah, I know I hate that plastic. That's why I'm always drinking out of glass thing. But do you have enough water in each part of your room for each family member? And you're looking at 30 days, 60 days. I don't know. I don't know how long this is going to last. And like I know I'm talking about conspiracy theorists. Maybe it's maybe it's just a theory. Maybe it's a conspiracy. I had to throw that in there because we on this platform, we got to make sure that we watch what we say and control and all that other stuff. But serious family, are we good on that? Have we counted enough beans and rice? And can everybody in the family cook beans and rice? Can you cook rice? Everybody have problems cooking rice. Like, I don't want no rice. But what do you want? Just want beans by itself? Go on there. Mama D, she showed you how to make some beans, some good beans, because I enjoyed them. But can everybody in the house know how to cook? And I'll tell them from scratch. Because everybody worried about, some tastes good. Remember, we eat for nutrition. Y'all gonna soon realize what I mean, eat nutrition. When you be like, you just eating one can of corn because all you got left, or 1 can of string beans. I know we don't want to get down to that. But it's just that I just want to make sure you're prepared. I just want to make sure you're prepared because, I already did the go bag video. I'm telling you about different supplies that you need to have. Like, what kind of knife do you have? I bought this baby as a gift for myself, just to cook with. Just to cook with. Yeah. What y'all have around the house? What do you have around the house? I know I need to retire this one because, this one's a gift. This one's a gift, and I know I need to retire it. But what do you have to cook with if you need to cook? What do you have around your house to protect yourself? What do you have? We want to make sure that we have everything in place. I'm just, going down the list. We talk about supplies, but next with the weapons. I know I was telling you about cleaning, and I'm not sure if you saw my training video when I was just telling you things that you need to know. But do the children know how to shoot? I know, we hear, but other people are actually teaching 5-year-olds to know how to lock and load, clean, and shoot. They know how to take the safety off. I know we teach our kids how to dial 911. Y'all remember? Get the phone, baby. Go ahead. Dial a phone. Do 911 to be like, okay, know the code and everything. Kids know your codes. You be like, all right. You be like, 911, we need help. But remember, I was saying, we're having a family meeting. Are you prepared? Have you did the meeting and make sure that if there's no 911, remember, no internet, no phone, the phone is down, cell towers is down. So we have to have those talks in our meetings. So this is, I can't even say this is our first family meeting, but we family, we just talking. I'm here venting, but just think about it, family. Just think about it. These are the things that we need to talk about in family meetings. We talked about food. We talked about supplies. How about rope? How about something to tie stuff up with? Do you have it? I know the military's favorite. I got 550 cord. 550 cord. I got 550 cord because like I said, 550 cord because you need to learn how to tie knots. You know how, make sure you can um, put things together, shelter. Yeah, in the room, in your house. Think about it. You still need to have shelter. Let's say if the heat goes out and everybody's in the room. I don't know if you know that you can actually build a little tent. Y'all remember when you was kids? We was kids, we was building tents. Where you think you need to sleep when there's no heat? It's winter. Here we are. It's November 4th. It's November 4th. I know I shouldn't be saying that in a video, but it's November 4th, 2021. So y'all already know what we in the middle of. But if the heat go out, if the electricity goes out, not the heat, but the electricity is the same thing. How you gonna heat the family? Yes, we looking at if you're in an apartment and if you don't have a fireplace, and if you're in a fireplace, you don't have wood, you done burnt all the furniture up, and you know what I'm saying? We're just saying, zombie apocalypse, all this other stuff that's going around. We don't know how hard this winter is going to be because they're trying to say it's going to be a hard winter. And we got to just think about it. We really got to think about it. And these are all the things that we need to think about. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. Viola's not going to happen like that. How we know? Like I said, no internet, no lights, no electricity, no water. Do you know how to tie knots? Do you know how to take a rope? They teach people in the Navy, but I just went on the website and was learning how to tie a knot. Not saying that the Army didn't teach me how to tie a knot, but that wasn't a thing. That wasn't. But I knew how to put a tent up and tie a knot with a tent. But I'm just saying, make sure you know how to tie a knot. Like I said, make sure you know how to cook from scratch. Limit water. You need low, noise and light discipline. No perimeters of your house. We talking about protecting our house because, when people get hungry, all they're gonna do is try to knock your windows out and come to your house. So how you protect yourself with that? How you have you actually, you know, try to break in your house? I know I spoke about that before, and I know you heard that before. But have you actually went out and tried to break in your own house? You should try it. Then you know what you need to correct in your house and around your house. Not saying set up booby traps. We're not saying that. Don't do that. That is not what I'm saying. I'm talking about how to break in your house. So your protection needs to be inside your house. You need to protect inside your house, just like perimeters. And then each person, just think of where each person is in a house. Are you prepared if somebody did try to break down your door or like a home invasion? Are you protected from that? A lot of people don't think about that. A lot of people don't think about that because first thing you're gonna do is scream. I'm gonna be like, shh, who is it? I'll be like, what you doing here? What do you want? Because it's people got different things. People got cameras and people got, protection because you don't want no one, hurting your family. Ain't nothing like somebody messing with a melanated woman and her babies. Look, we don't play. I'm just gonna leave it like that because ain't time to get no Vaseline and sneakers. Because I'm just saying, we're gonna protect our own. We're gonna protect our own. And we don't know. Yeah, I try to come get food. How about knocking at the door and say I'm hungry? How about bartering? How about I wash your car and if you give me a plate of food? That's the way you should go instead of breaking in people's houses. And I'm going to leave it there. But, we having a family meeting. We need to be honest about the family meeting. No, we're not talking about who's tatted and who's not tatted. I'm not talking about a tattoo. We're not worrying about who's tatted. And I'm not talking about a tattoo. So, that's already a discussion that we're just blinded by. And, I know it's relevant. But we're having a meeting. We're talking about the shortage. We're talking about going hungry, lights out, no power, able to feed our family and take care of the basic necessities. We're talking about the basic, food, water, shelter, that basic. We always screaming about the phones when we need to get the radio or them CB radios and get that tuned up and make sure you got your handle and make sure you're registered and make sure you go that way. You got to make sure we do that. Especially with these guns, knives, and that. Make sure that's tight too. That's the basic. That's the basic. And also health. Nutrition. That's with the food. Same thing when you got enough vitamins, herbs, and supplies. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to make sure we talk about the basics. And that's what I'm saying in this video. That's what we having a meeting about, family, about the basics. Because, like uh, with the CDC website and, like I said, the military, they doing zombie training. You know, they trying to make it seem like it's not zombies that they're looking at. They just talking about in general. Yeah, I remember back, I don't know, sometime out on the early 2000s when they were talking about the salt. Somebody's eating salt or taking salt, and you find them eating somebody's face or eating a human. So I guess that's the zombie they looking at. Because I ain't talking about these movies that, they got all this paint on the face and, a zombie come at you. That's just somebody in the right mind, not in their right mind. And don't know just exactly what they're doing. You need to go on there and look up the dictionary and see what it says about zombie, and that type of situation. So, but like I said, we having a family meeting. I don't know what did you talk about your family meeting? These are like tips that you can actually use in a real family meeting. But I just want to make sure that you're prepared. I'm just making sure you're prepared. That's why I'm doing this video. Making sure you prepared and making sure you took the steps, necessary steps. Because like I was saying, we have so many people in our houses. They all need to have a role. Everybody needs to have a role. Whatever part of your house you're in, you need to have a role. I'm downstairs working. So as I'm downstairs working, what is my role? Far as me getting upstairs, if there is an incident, and most of the time, if there's an incident, I'll be upstairs anyway. But if there's an incident, how could you get out your house? We got to look at that. How could you get outside house? Or if you're trying to go get your children, how fast can you get your children? I know we talking, but this are the things that you should have. We family, so we need to discuss those things. Do you have a bat? Some places, because y'all know I'm Martin. He had his bat by his door, so don't think I don't have a bat by my door. Same thing with your door. How secure is your door? How secure is your door? Do you have a bar? Same thing with these windows. Do you have something to cover up these windows? Do you have anything to protect yourself if you happen to, a storm may, we just talking about a storm. We can put it on a storm. If a storm come down and knock out that glass, how can you get that glass up and protect it? Do you have wood? Are you going to wait in order and wait for, we still under this endemic. So we got to wait 2 to 3 weeks, if not get a contractor in here to get it installed. Are we going to wait, or are we going to board that thing up? So these are the things we need to have. That's why plastic boards, I know you like, that's extra. If you have a fence outside, take the fence down and use that to protect your house. All I'm saying is we just got to make sure everybody has a role where everybody knows a little bit of self-defense. Because I talked about that before. Knowing how to handle a weapon, knowing how to protect themselves, meaning how to, whatever they have a bat in their room, a knife, whatever they have their gun, because an adult, and don't even sleep on grandma and granddaddy shooting the gun. Y'all be thinking grandma and granddaddy don't know what they're talking about. Shoot, they taught you, didn't they? Look, yeah. See, I see grandma at that door and she got a 12 gauge, or she have a 38 special. Don't sleep on that. Don't sleep on that. So don't think that your grandparents, oh, they too fragile. No, they're not fragile. No, they're not fragile, because they want to be here in 2023, 24, 25. They want to leave here they want to leave here in their 90s, or whatever they decide to leave, but of natural causes. I'm gonna say that, natural causes. But they want to be here too. They don't want to be taken out for some senseless because somebody's hungry, or like I talking about this zombie apocalypse. Nobody wants to do that. But we're having a family meeting and everybody has an opinion. Everybody have their opinion. Let them have their opinion. Let them speak, because you can agree to disagree. You can. But let everybody speak in your family. Little things, little tips you can do. But we family, y'all putting y'all comments down in the description. I'm going to read every one of them and reply to every one of them. But I just want to make sure that you are really thinking about and really taking it serious, and taking the necessary steps to make sure your house is protected, you're secure, and you can protect your family. And teach your children, however old they are, and meaning 5, 6 and up, because you're already putting them in karate. But I don't know what the age you can do karate, but I was looking at some kids starting gymnastics and different karate. If you're not, a karate instructor yourself, what age is beneficial to start karate? They doing gymnastics at 1 and 2 years old. But I don't know. I didn't teach karate, but I would figure maybe 3 to just get them limbo, teach them some kind of, you know, different exercises, different strengths. But I would say 5, 6, they need to have protect themselves. You know, and when I was, I know y'all don't really want to talk about this part, but you got to look at the bigger picture. We're talking about the bigger picture. If we don't have lights, water, and it gets down serious, and you do have to, if you do injure somebody that try to come in here and attack you, and you end up killing them. Let's be honest. If you end up killing them, you have to do something with that body. Are you able to wrap that body up and dispose of it? Mean throw it outside your house, if you wait for the police to come, or put it in your freezer. They says, oh, we gotta wait, get somebody here, but we don't know. Those are things you gotta think about. Are you able to move that body in a safe location, or if not in the room, and wait for somebody to come? you know Remember, we got no internet. We're just looking at the things that you need to prep your family. Because I remember when I would have to deploy, I had to sit my kids down and explain to them that, I may not come home. And that's like something hard to actually tell your child. You may get a finger, ear, or toe, if not half your body. But that's something that we need to sit down and really come to term with, because nobody wants to see death. Nobody wants to see anybody hurt. No one wants to see anything happen to them. But what do you think happens when you do have somebody come in your house and attack? Like, they got this zombie crap that's going on, but we never know. So you want to make sure that your child's prepared. You just want to make sure your child's prepared, and have them sit in these meetings and let them listen. And I'm speaking of maybe 11, 12, but you may want 5 to 6 year old to ask questions, to understand, and maybe teach them self-defense, of course, in a safe environment. I know I talked about this maybe 6, 7 months ago. Have you had them uh have you know training with the weapon, training with the gun, and you do all this in safe environments? Look, that's why you're supposed to have a piece of land, some farmland, and out there, and have your own shooting range. Because look, it's doable. It's doable. Just gonna cross the stuff off in my list. But we all need to have a plan. Everybody needs to have a role. Everybody needs to have some type of first aid, where you can sew a stitch, actually sew a stitch in your hand. Like, if you get bit and you don't have any way to get to a doctor, and you're bleeding, and only way that it can stop bleeding, if it's not clotting like it's supposed to, and you put, you put the necessary ointments and stuff on there. You put you want to actually, close that wound up. Of course, you clean it off, but you want to make sure that you're able to stitch. Are you able to stitch? Can you even, stay in the sight of blood? It's a lot of things that we need to discuss in these meetings, especially this time. You already know what happened in 2020. I still feel like I'm in 2019. I don't know about y'all. But getting back to 2020 is a straight blur. 2021 is November. You see how fast this year went by? Here we back to the same thing. Everybody keeps saying it's gonna get back to normal. It's no normal. We ain't gonna get back to 2019. It ain't gonna get back to 2019. This is all new now. And now, with the shortage of supplies, and it's not like 2020. Shortage supplies was, we was locked down and nothing was being made. Now it's, I don't know what the situation is, because we supposed to be the most powerful country, and we can't get our supplies in. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. But this family meeting, all these things need to be talked about. Everybody needs to have a plan. Everybody needs how to wash, cook, how to protect themselves from a zombie, have light in their room, have heat able to have heat or come together in a tent, like I said, because body, everybody hug together. That's the best. We are electricity. We are electricity. We put out so many rays, so many, frequencies. Everybody stick together. Everybody sleep in one place. That's the best heat there could be. The best heat. And then, you use less because everybody's huddled up. Everybody got the blanket, and you got a little space heater, and you can use a generator. You can use a generator for that little bit of time, and then everybody just put on a lot of clothes and move around. That's the best time to do some exercise and moving around when you're sitting at home, because it's a blackout, or like I said, no internet. So these are the little things that we need to talk about. I just want to make sure I touch bases on that. And far as about when I was saying about protecting your house and the perimeters, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. It's fields of fire. Look that up, because I'm not going to go in depth there. I'm not, but I may speak about it on my podcast. So I'll probably continue on my podcast. But look, this video, I don't want to make it too long, but I just want to make sure I touch bases, because we're having a family meeting. We're having a family meeting, and I want to make sure that you guys discuss it with your other family, So just some things to think about. Let's see. Don't be scared if you got to move that body. Don't be scared if you move the body, because you got to put in the freezer. I mean, you still got to live. Everything's shut down. It's lawlessness. That means ain't no police coming, no fire. So I just want to make sure I touch bases and keep it clear, because I'm not trying to incite no panic. I'm just trying to make you be aware and know that, we just never know. We just don't know. And like I said, make sure you're not a sew. I know you're not a sew. Do you even have sewing equipment? So make sure you get that. Make sure you get a sewing kit. Make sure I'm just putting it out there. I speak about it on my videos. It was just a little quirk, but I do. I was like, look, I don't know how things is gonna be, where we're gonna end up going. Everything's changing. Everything's changing. We got a new, we going into something new, and we just don't know. But I just want to be here 2022. I want to be here until I'm like in my 90s. So it's about just getting there. It's just getting there, and all this other stuff, just make it suspect. But please get your children on time. Let them know if they hear something, the best thing you want to do. They don't want to jump out the window. That's why it's good to tie a knot. They can tie a knot and shimmy their way down to safety. But then it's, again, safety. Where's safety? So you should always have a plan. Make sure they go to the neighbors. Make sure there is a plan. I don't care what anybody said. That's why you take your go bag. If you have to grab your go bag and go, make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have a plan. I don't know. That's what I was saying about those walkie-talkie CB radios. No, I know you can't travel with it, but some are battery packed. I was looking at some are battery packed, and it's just always good to have something. And that whistle, yeah, don't sleep on that whistle. Do not sleep on that whistle, because you could be in a part of the house and a tree may fall and people don't know where you are. They probably think you're out, and you can get that whistle, and they find you. So I mean, I know I touched on a whole lot of things. I just want to make sure that that I touched on everything I need to touch on. But I was just trying to tell you, in a family meeting, you guys need to talk about everything, all different scenarios. Do a couple. I mean, right now it's really no practice run. It's really no practice run, because it's like we getting in the thick of it. And don't worry about trying to go get no toilet paper. Don't worry about it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, look, I'm in this meeting. I know, we family. I know I talked about a lot. But these are some of the things that you could talk about in your family. So, and pretty much I was just venting, because, we don't know what tomorrow may bring. But I just want to make sure you're prepared. Like I said, it's Friday. You guys got that check. Buy something extra for the house, and make sure you're doing right with the money. No, I don't want you to go out there and max out on credit card, because all this stuff is happening. But I just rather you prepared, because other countries are already letting their people know. And I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at Lead Farmer 73, and I was like, wow. And him and his wife was speaking of this, and I'm like, let me just tell us, and have your family meeting. Don't sleep on this. I've been hitting at this, and I talk about this mainly on my podcast, and I will continue more on my podcast. I ain't going to be speaking specifically on what I covered just here, but I have more on the podcast that we really not really looking at and just give you some tips, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 tips that you need to make sure that you take heed and listen, But all right, family, happy Friday, Herbalist Viola. You guys have a great day. All right, now, family meetings adjourned. You guys can go. All right, bye, family.